We need to talk about this week, and that's discipline, because it is not what you have been taught it is. People's New Year's goals begin to falter as early as the second week of Jan, and everyone will tell you that it's a discipline problem, but it's not, and I'm going to tell you what it is. Last week, I spoke about how vision boards don't fail because people lack discipline. They fail because the nervous system sets the ceiling for how far into the future you can safely imagine. And discipline is defined as training to obey rules, the self-control gained from it, or a specific field of study. It involves controlling one's actions. But if your body is making the rules, you are not the one calling the shots. You are obeying what it tells you to do. And yet we still tell people it's discipline, and 9 times out of 10 it is not. Firstly, that is so demotivating. And secondly, discipline comes into the process of habits and maintaining consistency so much later than you think. And if your body does not feel safe first, discipline will feel like punishment. And I saw this quote the other day that explains it perfectly, so I'm going to read it. And it says, if somebody lacks autonomy or a sense of safety in their own body, discipline will always feel like punishment instead of the aliveness, authority, and power from within that love of self brings with it. Discipline is self-love in motion. And in all honesty, most people aren't disciplined. They're dysregulated, and they're trying to be disciplined in a body that isn't ready for it. And this is why people say they want freedom and novelty, because structure feels like restriction, but then they find that having no routine increases their anxiety, and then too much routine makes them feel restricted again. And it's literally a catch-22 situation, and you bounce between freedom and structure and actually never settle on a medium that supports both. And what I've noticed is a lot of anxious or avoidant entrepreneurs mistake their dysregulation for discipline. And for anxious entrepreneurs, it shows up like doing the busy work, the over planning, the strategizing things to absolute death, the never taking action, the loss of the future dimension to keep themselves safe, which is where I've lived chronically for most of my life. And then for avoidant entrepreneurs, it's taking mad action. It's booking that one-way ticket. It's no matter the consequences, even though they can plan for the future and they don't have a loss of the future dimension, they're seeing how fast they can get somewhere and run away from their problems. So it's from stress, which is also dysregulation. And I think the only reason why I'm able to do this series now every week and maintain it in literally one of the most overwhelming and stressful weeks of my life is because it doesn't feel like a punishment. And I've unlocked the internal system of safety within me to not feel like it's punishment. Because I want the masculine structure of having a series that I can create every week with the freedom of being able to express myself and say whatever I want with the feminine. If you're an entrepreneur and you find yourself constantly hustling and trying to be more disciplined, it's probably because your body isn't actually set up for what you're asking of it. And you're intercepting the habit loop of that at the wrong part. Modern psychology agrees that in the behavioral cognitive continuum, your words and your actions are the easiest places to create change and therefore create different results because you have conscious control over them. And your thoughts, your behaviors, and your beliefs, which are subconscious, are as a consequence of them. So you really need to stop trying to change yourself from the outside in. And that's the key to discipline. So you need to start with the words you use, how you speak to yourself, how you describe the things happening around you, and start taking different actions and making different choices instead. Those are the things that actually help you feel safe in your body enough to actually become disciplined and obey the own rules that you set for yourself from a mindset place. And depending on your history, you might actually find one of these easier than the other. And I'm going to put in the caption 2 free resources of mine that you can use to intercept your words or intercept your actions based on where you are in the journey, so that you can begin to do that for yourself and break in that habit loop.